Hi again, 8th graders. Today I'm going to go over the answers for the Chapter 5 questions for the outsiders. So you will need your packet open up to the Chapter 5 questions. For number 1, Ponyboy tries to convince himself that everything has been a dream. Where does he imagine he is instead, and what does he imagine is happening? You should have something to this effect. Ponyboy imagines he is at home sleeping in his bed and that Soda and Derry are up making breakfast. After breakfast, he imagines that the whole gang will go out and play football. Number 2, what does Johnny buy at the store? Johnny buys bologna, 2 loaves of bread, candy bars, cigarettes, matches, a bar of soap, a deck of cards, a copy of Gone with the Wind, and some hydrogen peroxide. Number 3, what do the boys reluctantly plan on doing to disguise themselves? They plan to cut their hair, and Ponyboy's hair is going to be bleached blonde. Number 4, why do the boys start to cry on page 74? They cry because they realize what has happened and how it has changed their lives. Number 5, why can Ponyboy relax for the first time in 12 hours? Ponyboy can relax because he and Johnny have talked about the murder and have dealt with their emotions instead of trying to hold everything inside. Number 6, what do the boys do to pass the time? The boys read Gone with the Wind and play poker to pass the time. Number 7, that one you were supposed to just do your best with, the poem by Robert Frost, Nothing Gold Can Stay, and how is it relevant to the story so far? You might have had something to this effect, and like I said, we'll talk more about this later on. The poem means that everything changes and nothing is lost forever, especially the gold or good things. It's relevant because the greaser's world is changing. The lives that Pony and Boy once knew are now gone forever. So when it talks about in the poem, nature's first green is gold, we're in springtime right now, and I have some really pretty bushes in my backyard that when they first blossom, the leaves are gold. And that doesn't last very long. That's when they're the most beautiful, but it doesn't last very long. The leaves eventually turn green. So that it says that nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold, meaning that sometimes the most beautiful things in nature are gone very quickly. So if you can kind of compare the situation that Johnny and Pony are going through and think about, instead of the colors in spring, think about their innocence and how, beautiful their innocence was and how quickly in a matter of really seconds, everything changed for them. That is one comparison that you can make, especially now at this point in the story, but there are other comparisons that are made later on that relate back to that poem. So like I said, we'll talk about that again later. Number 8, summarize the letter that Soda sent to Ponyboy. So overall, and I'm probably including way more details than you needed to. I think I told you to write down the 2 biggest things that stood out to you from the letter. The letter says that Derry's sorry for hitting Ponyboy. That's something that's really important that you should have. And not knowing where Pony is almost killing Derry. He says that Soda knows that Dally knows where the boys are, but even though he misses Pony and Johnny, he understands why they need to stay hidden. So Derry's worried about him, and Soda is understanding of the whole situation, or trying to be understanding. Number 9, why did Dally get hauled into the police station? Dally was taken into the police station because he's always brought in when something goes wrong on his turf. He's kind of the bad kid in town with the longest record, and anytime something bad happens, the police automatically assume maybe he did it, or he probably knows something about it if he didn't. Number 10, what did he tell the police about Johnny and Ponyboy? He told the police that Johnny and Pony were headed toward Texas, which obviously isn't true, but he wanted to throw the police off of Pony and Johnny's trail so that they wouldn't look for them in Windricksville, where they actually are hiding. Number 11, who is the spy for the Greasers? Cherry Valance ends up being a spy for the Greasers. 12, what's going to happen between the Greasers and the Socias? The Greasers and the Socias are going to have a rumble at the vacant lot. Tim Shepard's gang is going to fight on the Greasers' side to make the numbers more even. And for number 13, explain the possible outcomes of this event. So the agreement is, if the Socias win, things go on as normal. If the Greasers win, the Socias stay out of the Greasers' territory for good. So that's it for the chapter 13. I'm sorry, not chapter 13. Wow, I'm really skipping ahead. For the chapter 5 questions. If you have any further questions about what I just went over, please let me know. Your only assignment for today is to make corrections on those questions as needed. And I will see you again tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye, 8th graders.